a revelation in us being able to do better with listening to each other and trying to say, okay, well, wait, let me not just blow him or her off, but it's a her, right? It's a stage of her. Let's not blow her off. Well, explain yourself. What are you talking about now, Shelley? So all of that to me is in, whether you're talking about the production or the people in the production, what's coming out of it. There's so many discussions. So let's pick one. Do we want to talk about Taraji crying and now all of a sudden the people are going, "Oh, Monique was right." People are crucifying Steve. Um, People are saying Monique was right. And so it's okay when Taraji says it, but then not everyone's talking about all the fires and the PR team behind it. But so take a position. Who wants to step in?
Well,
Because
I want to talk
I got
about
lots
both.
to say.
I want to talk about both actually. Number one is the whole thing about Monique being right. The first person to do it is always gonna get chastised. You know what I'm saying? The first person to step out, and it's in that's with anything. You get what I'm saying? When you're the lone ranger and you're not falling in line, you're you're pretty much irritating what's already there. And I was watching something where Monique was talking with Whoopi Goldberg, and she was like, "Well, this is what we do," and she was like, "No, that's why they couldn't do anything to me because contractually, I did what I was supposed to do." And that's the thing too, is that people have to make sure that they have their correct team. That's why I say let's do both,
Yep.
so that they make sure that they're covered on underneath that contract. If my contract is saying that we're gonna create this movie and you haven't, and this is what you're paying me for, then all that other stuff, we need to look at the contract again and we build in for me to go and promote the movie here, there, wherever. Because ultimately, you guys have funds for that, as far as what I'm saying, as far as marketing and all of that, PR, whatever else. And so you need to pay me my worth, pay me in entirety. And I think a lot of people feel like you should be working for free. And of course, again, that's in
But Oprah
any
doesn't.
field.
But Oprah doesn't.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying
What do you mean
you
Oprah
see
doesn't?
that.
Oprah
Yeah,
does
Oprah
not
doesn't
do
work for free.
pre-appearances. Oprah, Oprah wanted Monique to do something that Oprah herself would not do,
Okay.
and I have a problem with that. I'm gonna take a sip of something.
Okay. See,
And I agree though too that you shouldn't. I remember and I don't know who I was telling this story to, but I remember when I used to work at a grocery store, and ultimately I worked the cash register. Look, I was that girl. And they was like, "Oh, you got to clean up." Everybody got cleanup duties, da 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 da. Going to the bathroom. I don't know who was in there, but they missed the whole toilet, honey. They got everything but the toilet. And so the lady was like, you got to clean it up." And I was like, "Mm-mm, I can't do it. I can't. It ain't in me. My stomach, I'm about to make it worse than what it already is." You know what I'm saying? And she called the other manager. She was one of the managers. She called the general store manager. And I guess, well, later, come to find out, the lady walked with me. She took me to the back. She said, "I will never ask you to do something that I wouldn't do." And that's the difference between a boss and a leader. And I learned that early. And so she cleaned up half of it and she was like, "Just do the rest." And I was like, "Ooh, sis." I was like, "I don't know, but I'm because you did it. I guess I was like, because if not,
I'm all right with that story
I'm not
because
with it." But
that's a
but
big
to say
deal.
that the other manager ultimately had told her to fire me. She said if she doesn't go back in there, she doesn't clean it up, then fire her. Let her go today. And the thing about it, and the lady told me later, she says, "You're a good worker." She was like, and I see the value within you, but everybody doesn't see everybody's value. Some people just want, it's just a bottom line. This is the number that we're giving you. And it's not even about what you've earned, what you've worked for, because if you look at a lot of those things that came to pass, she had to take singing lessons. You know what I'm saying? To learn how to do a lot of that stuff. Even Fantasia was like, I that character is a
Mhm.
heavy role. I
Mhm.
didn't want to do it again. You know what I'm saying? They had to take tap dancing lessons. Like
Mm-hmm.
all of these other things that came in, all of these other things that came into play. And so you know, and even with Taraji in later interviews, she even talked about it. You guys hear this big number, but this big number pays for this staff, this salary,
Mhm.
all this stuff. So by the time I go home, I'm not even bringing home 30% of what I actually earn, which
Mhm.
is true for a lot of people, and especially
Mhm.
people who are single, don't have kids, and her getting up in age, you know, it's a lot of stuff you can't claim like that. But you know what I'm saying? And then you got business, you know, the business and to pay yourself and the, you know, whatever else. It's so much that goes into it. And I think like I said, like when we're talking about Monique, when Monique said it, she was the first one to say, I'm not gonna do it. And you need that. And what happened too is that she did not have the support that she should have had when she said, I'm not gonna do it.
Mhm.
Everybody just looked at her like, oh, you know, you the big girl who always make all the noise. You got the saucy mouth, you know,
Mhm.
your mouth gets you into a lot of issues or a lot of trouble or whatever else. And so then when Taraji did it, it's like y'all haven't heard me make no noise. Y'all haven't heard me say da da da. But I've been complaining about pay,
Mhm.
but now I have a grander stage to now for you to see. Like I should have, they should have worked harder for me. Even my team, with her saying she fired her team. When
Mhm.
I played Cookie Lion, they should have had plenty of stuff to
Mhm.
come behind me and support that character. That character was so big at that time. There's
Mhm.
no reason why she shouldn't have had fashion deals, makeup, you know, all of those things that go along with it. And Shelly, that's your lane. You know,
That's the mindset. The Olsen twins, by the time they were 21, were worth multiple millions of dollars because while those two little twin girls were on the show to swapping out being the baby, it was two girls playing one character, but people knew they were twins and they had dolls, clothing, complete set of merchandise. Their
Mhm.
parents pulled them in. One of the smartest women in entertainment is Queen Latifah. She's out here. They were clowning her. One, I'm interested. Two, I'm from New Jersey and I'm not that many degrees away from her. When she bought a laundromat, everyone was like, oh, that's all you can afford? Laundromats make money. They are cash machines. She's out here buying little coffee shops and laundromats and taking her nickels and dimes and buying nickel and dime businesses that are paying her dollars consistently. But everyone is so busy wanting to be the star, wanting to shine, and their representation is short sighted. They're only interested in the short check. They don't get the extra money. So they don't consult with these people. They don't do media training. They don't talk to them about how to stay out of trouble. They talk to them about how to optimize the limelight, make as much money as you can where I get a cut. And if you take your cut and go invest in something that has nothing to do with me. So since it has nothing to do with me, I'm not going to tell you to be smart with your money. I only care about what I get a cut of. But these people who are out here losing their money and not getting other stuff, they are not being coached right. And it is running rampant. And after all these decades, you would think that people would learn. But that's what's kind of hot about social media right now. That's what's hot about us because we can talk about where we win, we can talk about where we fail. I that's why I left you a message before the show started. I don't want you to do what I did. You got people on your neck, tell them to get up off you. And these conversations, fine, Monique took the hit. So many actors before them took, Fannie Lou Hamer, all of these people, they paid their dues. And for me to get us back here, it is our time to now take what we've learned, take our punches and share them so that some next set of women, not about generation, but some next set of women who are on stage where they are ready to take a next leap, because we are talking to people who are either ready to just give up and go be mediocre, which is not what they dream about, but they're about to put their dreams to the side. And all of what we're talking about, all of what Taraji is talking about, all of these women out here publicly expressing our frustrations is so valuable because we are teaching other people what potholes to avoid. Because the potholes are there, but we're walking with our head up, we can't see them. I want to make sure that all of our conversations are helping people like, hey, turn left, sis. You're about to go into a pothole. And you've got to know where it is time to make sure that, and I know I sound like I'm crazy, but you've got to know to reinvest in yourself. You just have to, because no one else is going to tell you what you can do. And there's just way too many people out there who are so set in their ways, who are so scared, who no one told them what they could become. So they don't even know how to tell you to become something because they settled and they decided to stay where they are. So they want you to stay with them too. They don't want to be alone. But I'm sorry, you need to leave them. What do you do with your kids? Whether if you have a child, your child doesn't want to come, you say, okay, and you start walking to the door. What does that child do? They start running behind. Now, you're not going to leave me. These are adults. We got to leave them behind. We got to learn from the ones who are going to share the lessons and leave the ones who don't want to get it. They're either going to stay where they are or they're going to run behind and say, no, you can't leave me. And that is on them. I'm walking forward. I'm going to stop talking. I think I
Well,
sound like
there was
Shelley, I feel like you had some things to get up over your chest there that didn't have nothing to do with emojis, what I'm thinking.
Look, she did. I'm glad. But I want to say two things to what Shelley was saying. One, I love the pothole image, right? Where it's like you can avoid it. Let me give you all this stuff so that you can avoid it. But it's also, we also know that there's so many different levels. Some people will avoid it, and some people maybe you're just there as a precaution so that they can slow down. Because some people got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? They got to hit it, and I'd rather you hit it slower so you don't tear up all your car versus you speeding and act like you never seen it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why it's good to have accountability. But the other thing that I thought about while you were talking was even Fantasia. Fantasia was on a couple different interviews as well. And I think it was prior to the movie coming out, where she was just saying like people have this idea that just because you see people playing these roles on TV, like you see somebody that's being famous and they doing all the things, doesn't mean that that's really what they have. Like people have this idea that, oh well, you're a singer, you done this, you done that, you got plenty of money. And she was like, you don't know if I have more money than you right now in the bank or not. You don't know what is what. And she was like, I've just now gotten to the point where I'm having a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like I've just now gotten to this point, but I do all the things that you do. I'm still an average person. I'm still going out picking up my own groceries. I'm still cooking my own foods. I don't hire a chef. You know, I'm a regular person. And I think that that is a part of it that people also have to be awakened to, is that although we see these things on TV and we see people who are, you know, playing it big, it's still a role, it's still a play. You know, these what are they called? What is it? So I was gonna say social media, like Real Housewives and all this other stuff. I can't
Oh, the
think about
reality TV show.
reality TV shows, right?
Ratchet
There's
TV.
some reality to it, and a lot of it is very much so put together. And when these people get off of those TV shows, they go home and they got a house that look just like yours. It ain't that mansion that they purchased that they rented out for
that
6
they're
months
renting
to
for
a
the
year.
show.
Right. Or it ain't, all those cars ain't theirs. And that's why you hear some rappers who be saying like that Lamborghini you see me in, that's really mine. Or that, you know, Mercedes you see me in, that's, I got 2 of those. But it's because you have so many people who are playing these roles. And I think just like what we say for us, just to bring it back around, is we're here and we're doing the things. We have high moments, we have low moments, we share all the moments with people. Like what Dr. J always say, we're real women having real conversations. We're living our lives and we're sharing it, and we're here as examples, right? And we want to live to the highest standard, the highest possibility that we can. And this is why we have these types of conversations, right? To explore and to get people to kind of take a short break from the facade of social media. It's definitely two sides to everything. Um, I don't know. Look, that's my
Can
thing. It's two sides to everything.
I pop in there?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
facade. When you say I have something on my mind, I do, because we are so full of the facade. But I've said over and over again, these people are employees, and we're deifying employees. And there's nothing wrong with the job. It's a pretty damn great job to have if it's up to you. But it's still something, Jamaica, when you say that these people are going home to a regular home, we are trying to go buy what they wear. All stylists are styling these people. People are putting on a performance. It's all a show. It's all commercialism.
With borrowed clothing.
Borrowed clothes. And something, the stylist is borrowing the clothes. They're wearing it for the show. And then how many times have we seen a comedic clip of somebody saying, "Oh, you stole the clothes"? That means that you were supposed to wear it for the show and then give it back. You weren't supposed to go home with it, bring us back the clothes. I've seen that in at least 3 or 4 different movies or TV shows.
And I feel like most of us, we know that. We know that that's not really their reality. Like, we know that social media is not real, and yet we fall for it anyway. There's something
we fall for it anyway. We really do.
It's incredible. I even feel like even when I was I studied interior design, and we were able to go into the different furniture stores, clothing stores, furniture stores and fabric stores. We were able to borrow their samples in order to show it to our clients. And yes, they were like, it was like a 30-day loan. You got to bring it back, like the library, and people would keep them. I remember I kept some, you know what I mean? So I feel like the world is kind of like set up on this. Yes, borrow this so that you can make money. And in turn, I'm going to make money. We're going to show the world how beautiful everything is. But people tend to forget that. And they say, "Ooh, I want to be like the Real Housewives. Ooh, I want that Lamborghini." And even though I know that he didn't pay for that. It's just,
It is just, what I feel like such an ass when I say stuff, but it's like I'm around these young kids and they're so cocky and they're so full of themselves. And I remember telling one of them, I'm like, "Honey, I've thrown away the stuff you are striving to get. I'm not interested in that. I've already had that at my fingertips. I don't want it. But go ahead and continue striving, continue achieving. You'll figure it out when you figure it out." That's the problem that I have with this kind of a situation. And that is what I love about these actors and actresses being more transparent about what's really going on, because we're investing our money in things that don't come back to us. We just don't. And when people are coming up with ideas and they're pouring their heart out to their friends and their family, I think I just posted something about this. They're telling their family what their dreams are. And I've told you guys before, literally had someone tell me, because I think I have one. This is the extent of my designer collection, y'all. This is my one and only designer bag.
It's pretty.
That's it. I would rather buy technology. That's my thing. But for someone to say that I am not living the dream, no, I'm not. I'm living effing reality. Right. I'm not trying to live a dream. If I see Portia on Atlanta, if I see Portia wearing a pair of Chanel shoes, I am not going to skip a meal so I can go buy the shoe. I can't even walk in the goddamn things.
I would go see who can get it for me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, anyway. I'm like that too. I'm like, yeah. Okay.
I love Chanel. There's no way I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. Now, what I will do.
I would do both. I mean, hey, to me, I mean, both. Invest in real estate, invest in something, stock, whatever. And
but see, you're doing both.
I'm doing both.
But there are some people who are not seeing the ownership. Their value is rooted in looking. I don't want to look rich. I want to be rich. Like, shit, I ain't really got no job. I'm still a fat girl in New Jersey. If I wasn't eating, my shit is what it is. I'm 250 pounds, something. And technically ain't got no job. Shit, I ain't missing no meal. I'd rather have money in the bank. I can go charge a card and the bill's gonna get paid. So
what's in that cup? What is in there?
None of your business. Look.
I'm totally muted. I'm so happy to meet Shelly. That's all I'm saying. I was thinking about this. I'm gonna tell y'all my inner thoughts today. I don't mean to change the topic.
Let's talk.
So I was thinking today, like, I don't even know what prompted this thought in my mind as I'm walking. But it was like I was thinking, man, Shelly and Carmel. Oh, you know what I was thinking? Carmel was talking this morning about what kind of stuffed animal?
Girl,
Okay,
that's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a name that someone has for me. Oh, okay. So I was thinking this morning, I was listening to Carmel talk about what she does. And when she talked about it, I smiled. I was like, I like that. Something's different. So what happens with me is like, I feel people. So Carmel would be talking about what she was talking about. Sorry, Carmel. And I would hear it and I'd get like irritated. And I was like, why are you irritated? I don't know what it was, but I was like irritated by it. But today when she said it, there was such a truth in it that felt like Carmel had like landed in her comfortability of who she was and kind of like, I don't care, like I don't give a fuck, like I'm here and I'm going to show up. And I felt that when she described it, like I could, and I was like, yes. So I'm thinking about that
before, Maisha. Like every once in a while, every once in a while, Carmel breaks through, but for a lot of the time, I'm showing up the way I think people expect me to show up.
Right. And so I feel that, and it grates on me like there's a pebble in the shoe. And so Shelly, the same thing. And I'm literally walking down the street like, man, I would love to meet Shelly. And so I had this idea in my mind, man, this is when I be getting scared that I'm like psychic. But so I had this idea in my mind. I was like, I would be having this conversation with y'all and we would meet up and it would be like, if we were in a gunfight, like some Mr. and Mrs. Smith type shit, Carmel and Shelly would be the ones that would have the rest of us like, what the hell just happened? Like Shelly would have her hair out like, motherfucker. She will be on some Quentin Tarantino. And I'm like, and I would be so excited. And I'm like, where? And I'm literally walking to myself, listening to jazz. And I'm thinking, where is that woman at? Because whoever this is that keeps trying to squeeze her ass in this box of thing that keeps her like this, it's irritating me. And so when you were just talking just now, Shelly, I'm like, oh my God, that's her. That's her right there today. And I'm like, more of that, please. All right, that was what I was thinking today.
So I wrote you guys and I said I did 2 things today that I haven't done in 1 and 2 years. 1, I did my fucking hair. Period. Because it's always pulled back. There's always an attachment or something, but it's not the way I want it. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna do my hair, and I'm talking to you guys from my office. This is important in the sense of Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits, and not Shelly. It's important for Shelly, but it's a Black Coffee and Honey and Grits thing because I have been busy being available to everyone else. When I'm here in my office, no one can get to me. Now, I had to mute myself for a minute because there's a window there. The mirror is on, you guys. So to my left, there's a window. My little boy was outside banging on the window. He couldn't get to me in the house. So he went outside to bang on the window. And I kept my eye on the screen. I'm like, I don't hear you. What the third thing that's important is that I am taking back control of my time. This incessant, annoying fucking need to be appropriate and available because somebody might need something. So I've got to stay where they can get to me. They will get to me when I'm done doing my shit. Because if I don't do my shit, they can't have the shit they want. So grow the fuck up and take a minute. I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to work for an hour today. I'm going to work for 2 hours today. When I come out of my office, if you need coffee, ice, or water, roll, walk, crawl your ass in the kitchen and get it yourself. You're not dead. You're a little bit broken. You're learning. The boy was so proud of himself the other day he made hot chocolate. He don't know. I said, oh, hot damn, you can make hot chocolate. So that means from now to the end of goddamn time, when you want hot chocolate, you will make it yourself. Matter of fact, make me a cup.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Shoot. Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Shelly. Hi, Potter. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
He's about to throw them feet up too. Like, okay, look.
Like, yeah,
And she's like, yes, and Jamisi, I have something for you too. I don't agree with what you said earlier, and I'm telling you what I said, and I'll share what I said.
In our back private chat, you're talking about, I was gonna send you a private message. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but I ain't. I'm gonna just blast your ass right here.
I was laughing at you, Maisha, because you're like, wait, let me go listen so I can participate.
I did listen to the video, and now if y'all to see me, I was just in the back like this. It only took a year and a half, but hey, Shelly, it's nice to meet you. And Carmel, it's good to see you too. Kathy's already been coming out. Okay, I see.
Oh
Kathy.
my gosh, yes.
No, can we talk about Kathy though?
Kathy's been spicy.
What about Kathy?
Kathy, you are. So we talk about Carmel because it's fun. You are low key spicy too. You are a hot pepper.
What?
And
Kathy cut the rope off, and she was like, and another thing.
Jamisia, you were not at the house, but you know. So first of all, Kathy, can we talk about our little chat, our off-camera chat?
Oh, that's right.
I don't remember right now. I got to go back to the tape and figure out what we were talking about. All I remember was Kathy off camera saying, but and another thing, and the bass came out of her voice, and she was like, and I think A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It was really fantastic. It really was.
I think I was talking about the husband. Yeah, that gets me all riled up. Yeah.
But I was so excited. I'd be so proud. It's like a proud little mama over here. I just be like, yes.
You know
what's the growth.
You know what I notice about myself is when I'm around a group of people, even people that I'm very close with, I tend to be really quiet, and I sort of observe and I just listen, and when something really strikes me, something really gets to me, that's when I just sort of come out, and I have and I get like that in good times and in bad times. Like if I were in an argument, all of a sudden I like I come out, like, and people like, why are you screaming? But I think I just get out of my shell. I'm mostly an observer, and I think that's the writer in me. I observe people, and I observe mannerisms and the things people say and do, and then every once in a while I'll just come out and just get all real about it without feeling self-conscious, because I constantly feel self-conscious, like in every little thing that I do, everywhere that I am. So yeah, so that's it.
And let the right song come on. Let the right Mary J. Blige song come out, and she'll break out into dance too. So
real love. I love that. Real love. Anywhere I'm at, I'm even crying, I'm sad, depressed, real love comes on. Oh, I don't know. Something gets me. Oh, I don't know.
So can we note next gathering, wherever that is, keep that on the playlist?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. That's on there. We're going to continue this, but it is interesting that this all still ties back around to the first thing that we were talking about, right? Because it goes back to this idea that as especially as Black women in particular, we feel this need to have these masks on, to play this role in order to be acceptable. Like, don't be too ... fill in the blank. We've kind of talked about this, but even when you look at, like, I was listening to you all talk about the difference between when Monique was talking about it. Oh, well, here's the fat, Black, loud woman making a ruckus and a noise, being, hands on hips, being all disagreeable and not being grateful for the opportunities that she's had. She should just really be grateful that she even got any roles in the first place. But here's now Taraji saying the same thing, considered probably a little more demure, even though she plays these characters, she's a little bit more liked. And it's like, oh no, same thing, same message. but still playing into these same tropes and stereotypes that we have. And here's Taraji saying, I've been quiet. I've tried to play the game the way you all have said to play it, and I'm done and I'm over it at this point. Give me motherfucking money. And I think that that goes into how we as Black women have often feel the need to operate. Let me be kind. Let me be not kind. Let me be nice. The Jamaica's big on. We talked about this. Let me stuff it down. Let me not make too much noise. Let me not be the one who causes the problems. Let me always be the one who's smiling and who's okay and make sure everybody likes me. And that shit breaks us down mentally. We don't realize it. And then what happens when we get all riled up? Shit gets done. Right?
And can
and
you talk,
Maisha, on the middle ground yet?
Maisha, can you also address the gatekeepers, whether they be by association or employment? Because the gatekeepers that we surround ourselves with can make us or break us.
They help keep us in line. Right? Help make sure that we don't, our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties, well-meaning. Some of the men in our life, hey, be nice. Hey.
I'll time travel for a minute and I'll be brief. But I was doing around the Rock the Bells time when LL Cool J was working with the DNC on helping people get to vote.
Ma'am? Off screen. Go ahead, Shelly.
I will be so quick. I did an event for him, and I did short of just begging and crying and holding people on the ankle. Please come to the event. And I got a few people, it came together, but it could have been better. But when I tell you, I just got used to being no. Let me call these people. I know they're gonna say no. No, okay. Like just no. After it was done and I pulled it off by like a half of a hair on fumes, literally getting phone calls and messages. Why didn't you invite me? Why didn't you? Their damn gatekeeper. I called everybody's people. I called the people. Hey, can your client, we're doing this thing. No, he's not available. Turns out they didn't even know. They didn't know we were doing it. It was the people that I finally got to that we did it that made it look good. And I highlight made it look good. It came together on effing fumes. But what I pulled together was what my lesson was out of that was learning how do you get past the gatekeepers? Some way, somehow, when you're doing a thing, you've got to make sure that it is that person saying no, not the person in front, not the person at the gate who has decided. As a real estate professional, if I'm selling a house for $500,000 and you offer $400,000, I have to tell the seller that there's a $400,000 offer. I do not get to keep that to myself. But in other arenas, those gatekeepers will hide that. We've got to make sure, because I'm gonna make whatever percent less because it's $100,000 less. I get paid on how much I sell a house for. But maybe that seller is tired. Maybe that seller just is ready to move to wherever they're about to move through, and they're willing to take $100,000 less. I don't get to keep secrets. I don't get to keep opportunities away from you. The people that we are putting in our lives, the partners we choose, the friends we choose, the family we are assigned to, does not mean that we are stuck dealing with those people. We get to make choices. And if we find people are not aligned, if they're not sharing our values, if they're not able to cheer us on while we're pursuing our goals, we need to keep pursuing our goals without them.
Amen.
You better tell it. You better tell it. Now, we can keep talking about this, but this is supposed to be a New Year's Eve celebration. So I don't know if we want to talk about, what's happening in the new year, not just with us, and that's what I'm saying, we're wrapping it up. But if y'all want to talk about what you're doing for the new year, for the New Year's Eve.
Can we explain this sugar challenge? I'm so confused by the sugar thing.
Wait, can we address, did you see my video, Dr. Jamisi?
I did.
No, Dr. Jamisi didn't. I put a video in our WhatsApp and I was like, ma'am, You are going on a trip.
Pull a lip in.
Enter into a sugar
Pull a
challenge
lip in.
right now.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Yes, I'm going on. I didn't see a video.
Oh well, yeah, you didn't see me because I'm like, if I'm
well, explain it to her, Maisha.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's what's happening. You guys are gonna start on the 2nd. I'm gonna start when I get back, and I'll just add my days. I'll just add my days. That's all.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh,
that makes sense.
My sweetie's gonna do it too. So.
Yeah.
You gonna do your version? Well, you keep talking about no sugar at all, or you doing our version with no added sugar?
No added.
No, we're gonna do the. I ain't gonna try to kill the man. We're gonna do your version,
which is
we can
no added sugar.
No added sugar.
That also means no sodas, no juices and stuff, right?
Right.
We can have,
but we can still have fruit.
We can have fruit, right?
You know, because you like the.
I know when we do
Jamaica's
the jump
still scarred from your intermittent fasting program.
Girl, deep. She cut me deep.
What was that? 21 days?
Yes, 21 days.
Jamaica was counting.
That's all I did
every
was 21
single day.
I don't know.
Yeah,
girl, it felt like 6 months.
You survived it, girl. You survived it.
21st day at like 2 minutes after.
Girl, because I bought y'all know I bought grapes. I was sitting up here like I bought strawberries, I bought grapes. I was like, oh, we gonna be good. I got my fruit, I'm gonna have vegetables, I'm fine because I can do it. She calls me talking about, oh no, ma'am. There's no fructose, no glucose, no. That's how I felt right there. No, ma'am. How dare you speak about those things, girl? She cut me from the rooter to the tutor. That's like my grandma used to say. Honey, I sat up there. I was good for a little while, but after day 3 to 7, you know, whatever else, I was struggling. I was struggling because then you can't, you know, I ain't had nothing crunchy, no chips, no like, girl.
Seaweed, right? You had the seaweed.
I eventually got to that, but baby, listen.
Look at her face, though. Look at her face.
Girl.
I'm traumatized by it.
I promise y'all, she Baker acted me, and I wasn't even ready. I was not prepared for it. And honey, that took me for a loop. Now, if my mind was right, you know, y'all got to give me time to get my mind right. You know, I could do it if my mind right. Mental alchemist. I could do it. But when she slapped me with that after I had them put in my mind that I got fruit, I ain't gonna have no problems. It was the disrespect for me. That's all.
Now, keep in mind, and we're not going to get all into this, but keep in mind that my program is a jump start to the next thing. It's not meant to last forever. It's not. So that's all.
Well, but it can still be shocking. Carmel said we can have fruit.
Yes.
Yes.
We can have fruit.
Yes, 100%. So we're not doing any added sugar. And that means stay away from the Fruit Loops, you know, stay away from the sodas. And then,
so does that mean don't put sugar on your ice cream?
Yeah, or in your coffee.
That means no ice cream. That's number one.
Who's putting sugar on your ice cream?
I'm like, who does that?
Well, you're doing that when you put the syrup on there, the chocolate syrup.
It's added sugar.
That's
no, ma'am. No.
But you know what, Shelly, I ain't even mad at you because that's a valid question. She said added sugar.
I'm not adding any sugar.
Yeah, remember when I told you when
in my head
that I told my sister yesterday that a lot of people are going to be confused about that. They're going to keep taking in the naturally sweet, not naturally sweet stuff, but like ice cream and stuff like that. They just won't add anything extra to it.
Oh my God. See, this is why I'm like, this is the list of foods I can eat. Cause then I get confused. So if I know I'm not eating any sugar in my mind, all I'm going to eat to just avoid any confusion is fruits, vegetables, nuts,
seeds,
legumes,
grains,
and I'll just make sure there's no. That's it.
Can we get together and write it out and type it out so we can post it on the Facebook group?
I think we should.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You know, or collectively, all of it. And I'm willing to be the secretary and take the notes from you experts and lay it out.
I have no problem doing that. Say again, Maisha.
I said, let's just let Carmel write that out.
Oh, listen, I started to say, we have to make sure that, and then Dr. Day was like, y'all doing too much.
As she freezes.
You know what? I said, okay.
No, because you would talk about reading the peanut butter. So it's like, I know there's sugar in peanut butter, right?
Like
I'm saying,
I'm still gonna eat peanut butter.
Why is there sugar in peanut butter?
There's added sugar in most peanut butter. So
you gotta get the Haitian peanut butter.
Ingredients. If you see sugar, leave it alone. Get the non-sugar version. That's all I said.
No sugar, unless it's like already in the thing, like an apple or an orange. And this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like for me,
okay,
I'm gonna stress myself out.
right.
If I'm in the supermarket and I'm trying to figure out what to eat, and now I'm looking for peanut butter, and I gotta look, and the sugar in it, and I will, like, my brain will. It's easier for me if I know I just can't. I won't even look at it. But some people is not like that. Like, I'm not going to use salad dressing. I'm not looking for sugar for salad dressing.
Which brings up a good point, Maisha, right? Because if we say whole foods, like our fruits and our vegetables, produce, whole grains, nuts, legumes, then that pretty much takes out the peanut butter.
That's right.
Peanut. And it takes out the salad dressing. And so many people don't even know that there's sugar in salad dressing or pasta sauce. People don't know that there's sugar in there. So we just want to keep to the whole food as much as possible. That means...
I'm sorry, real quick. Can someone explain to me? Because I'm in the supermarket the other day, and I see fat-free marinara sauce. And I'm like, where's the fat in the tomato that you have to take it out to make it fat-free? Isn't this supposed to be tomatoes that are mushed?
That's marketing. That's just marketing.
I know, but I'm looking at it like,
why do Twizzlers say gluten-free?
It's just marketing.
Because they just be wanting people to buy shit.
They do. Now gluten is different, and the problem I have with gluten. So I eat a lot of gluten-free stuff just because the stuff that used to have gluten in it used to be real food, but it's not anymore, and so it really aggravates a lot of people. Now you got irritable bowel syndrome and celiac disease and all this other stuff because the bread that when I was little, wheat bread was wheat bread, and I know because I couldn't stand the stuff because it was hearty and it would fill me up. It was wheat bread. The wheat bread in the store now, that's like paper. It's like if it gets a little wet, it just dissolves. And so whatever that is that they're putting whatever that yeast in, because when I make bread at home, it does not bother me. It's not that the yeast does not bother me when I make my own rolls. But if I buy regular bread in the store or regular crackers, that stuff messes up my gut. So I have to do gluten-free because that's not real food.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just the yeast. It's the fact that it's all refined, it's all processed, and it's all added sugar. That's why it dissolves. Sugar dissolves, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. My ex-husband stopped drinking milk when he worked for a dairy company when we lived in Maryland, and he saw how they processed the milk to put in the cartons for the public schools, and he was like, "Nope." When he said he said the amount of sugar they put in the milk, because regular milk is not sweet like that. And he said the amount of sugar that they have to put in milk and the way what they do to it, he was done watching the process.
Oh wow.
I'm telling you, if we took a few painful moments to look into how what we eat is prepared, most of us would stop eating most things.
Yep.
And it would be so easy to be a vegetarian. I've told you guys before, after my last college class, which was consumer biology, I took consumer biology 1 and 2. It was completely subliminal. I did not notice. I simply stopped eating fast food and meat. I just stopped. I didn't plan it. My brain said, ew. And I had no craving, no desire. It was at least 6 months. And my mother sent me to Burger King and asked me something about the menu because I was personally keeping Burger King in business. And all of a sudden it's like, why? Because part of my science class, because it was science, consumer biology, but it was science. We were doing the chemical makeup of what was in the burger. We were breaking down the foods. Literally, my homework was to go to Burger King, go to McDonald's, buy the food, and bring it into the lab and break it down. And after doing that, I didn't want to eat that crap. It's like, I didn't eat meat and I didn't eat fast food for months on end. I feel like everyone should be forced. It's like I feel like every man should have a period in his life where he's a woman. It happened. And I feel like we should all be forced to understand what we eat. It will help thousands of us.
Oh yes, 100%.
Well, I think if you want to be a meat eater, I think you should be forced to hunt. I think if you are determined to eat that much meat as is provided, you should know what it is to actually kill an animal and at least have reverence for the thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to like it happening someplace else and then you eat
it shows up on your plate.
Yeah, like it just came from and let me tell you something. In Harlem, there are three new chicken spots opening on 125th Street. And I'm like, where are these? There are already there's already at least 5 spots to get chicken from that are a name, not counting the little bodega places. And I'm always like, where are they getting all these chickens from? Feed all of these people. Like, where
the government makes sure that the chickens are being provided. That's all.
Yeah, like this can't be all real chickens now because chickens don't grow that fast. And I'm just like, you know how much people eat chicken? And then I thought about, I don't know how many of y'all saw they cloned Tyrone.
I was just thinking about that.
But I think about that when in the chicken spot, the black folks are just eating it just a happy away. And as soon as I saw it, like in the span of a week, I see 3 of them getting ready to open up. I'm like, oh, no.
They're like, let's get them. Let's get them.
Listen, there's a place to go for chicken. It's in Elizabeth, New Jersey, near Newark Airport. And the chicken used to be, I don't know, me and the camera are not friends, but the chicken used to be like normal sized chicken, whatever your brain calls normal. And then chicken got smaller. But then there's a grocery store that we stopped going to because you go to buy a chicken, the chicken is damn near free, but the bird is this big. Why is the expensive chicken is this big, but the free chicken is that big? And you're like, nah, what you feeding them all kinds of that cannot be good for me.
Yeah, the real chicken is this small.
And then when you go to and I have a chicken farm near me, so when you go around and a little chicken are running around your feet and you're looking, trying to make sure you don't squish your chicken, the chicken is normal size. But then you go to the hood and that chicken somehow or another got to be this big.
Yeah.
And you're like, how we go from here to here? Like, where that extra chicken come from? I saw the whole live chicken. I saw it running around my feet. How did it get double?
And people don't actually know what real animals look like, though. That's the thing. So they don't realize that the chicken that they're getting from the Chinese food spot, that's not a real, like, that's chickens. Regular chickens don't grow. Like, in order for a chicken to have a wing that big, the chicken has to be bigger, otherwise it's gonna fall over, right? And so people don't actually look. They don't get to see real animals to see what it actually even looks like to even do what you did, Shelly. But yeah, we're gonna do no sugar. We're doing no sugar, y'all, starting January 2nd, except for Dr. Jamesia, because you can grow any body part off a rat. Oh, don't.
Ew.
See, that's information that's useful, and I will never forget.
What did I miss?
Oh, somebody said you can grow any body part off of a rat.
That's ew.
Yeah, so let's move on.
Look, Dr. Jamesia gonna be on vacation. Hug Boo gonna be like, hey, let's get this chicken, and she's gonna be like, you know what, babe?
I've been chatting about
the salad bar.
If you come to Newark, New Jersey, and go into our Spanish section, you can go to a slaughterhouse. You can get a pig, pig, sheep, goat, cow, chicken, and other birds. They're all there for you to walk in and say, I want that or a piece of that, and whole families will go in and pick a cow, and they will slaughter the cow and chop it up and give you a truckload of cow.
Mm-hmm.
The people in the main part of the city, the regular parts, were laughing at those people down there. They got all those animals running around, but they're the ones who are eating healthy food. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who know what they're buying.
It's
and you go in,
sheep.
And it's so interesting because you walk in and there's cages like a kennel with chickens, and you get to walk in and pick your. But I got to tell you, I am going to drive around the corner to the farm or down to the hood, to that section of the hood, to where people were laughing. And I'm going to go pick my damn animal and say, I want that one. And I never thought I would be, and it has taken me to get this freaking old to understand, to get past the norms, that what is normal is to eat what God created, to eat the organic food. Maisha took me, where the hell did we go? Did we go to Wegmans?
Oh,
yes.
We went to Wegmans. I want to make sure I said the name right. I never really liked Whole Foods, but I like Wegmans. It's got a little section off to the side. I didn't do it yet. I'm doing it tomorrow, Maisha. I'm taking my boy to the supermarket for the mom-son date, because they've got the section where we can go down, and they've got the little food court. The whole supermarket's got a food court. I'm used to going to the ghetto shops and to ShopRite in New Jersey, which is you buy something that's full of something. I'm going to go sit and have food, and then we're going to go and we're going to get some organic, some well thought out food. And I'm going to turn going to the supermarket now into an event with my child where I get to teach him what we should be eating. Yes, Carmel, there will be more plants on his plate. I finally figured out that the boy likes collard greens.
Yes.
Girl, the boy likes collard greens. So I can't get him to eat corn. He's like, I'm not a cow.
You know what? You don't need him to eat that corn. That's not real corn either.
Right. So he's not here for the corn, but since he likes the collard greens, that's the start. So that's his plant. He likes salads. He likes collard greens, and we're going to pick the meat. And all of this stuff, as silly as it sounds, it's really important because I need to get freaking healthy. And if I'm eating chicken or eating food thinking that I'm doing something good, but that food is the curation of it is horrible, it's full of chemicals and preservatives. I thought that the strawberries and things that I was getting, I thought because they were fruit that they were good.
Right. And that, you know what, Shelly, you're not the only one. And the whole marketing industry, food industry, that's what they do to lure us in. And that's why when it says, what was that Maisha said that you said, why does it have fat free on it? Isn't put tomato sauce? Yeah. It's to trick us, for our eyes. We hear the buzzwords, fat free, gluten free, sugar free. We hear the buzzwords and we say, oh, that's healthy. Somebody called me the other day, a friend called me, he says, Carmel, we got marshmallows, and when we went to roast them, they wouldn't melt, but I tasted them. They were so good. They were vegan marshmallows. I get to have vegan marshmallows. I'm like, no. He says, they're not healthy. People don't realize it, that just because it says vegan, they think it's healthy. Vegan doesn't mean healthy. But he got so excited because he was like, oh, it was so good because it was so sweet. That's because all it was sugar, my friend. That's why it wasn't melting.
Go and get the regular fluff and go and get your little pig in you and call it a day.
Like, don't get the stuff. Don't eat that stuff. If you want to be vegan, do it all the way. I'll teach you how to be whole food plant based. But I'm just saying. But I got to go, guys. I gotta go. I want to say Happy New Year to everybody that's watching.
Carmel didn't get dressed for us. She got dressed for whatever she's doing after.
Clearly.
No, I actually got dressed for us because I'm changing, and then I have to go. I'm going to a Kwanzaa party. I'm not going like this because we're doing.
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah. We did that last night.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Kwanzaa.
We didn't. We normally do in the room. Maisha normally has a room that she does, but we didn't this
Yeah,
year.
last year you had a really nice room. It was a good one.
Yeah, we did a Kwanzaa
Kathy going
celebration
with
last night in honor of my mom. So that was well, we're wrapping up. I forgot what day it is today. Oh, it's Nia Purpose. That's what today is.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since we are gonna wrap up, y'all, since Carmel has to go, what did y'all want to talk about? Our wins for 2023 and what we have coming in 2024?
No, we're gonna hold Carmel hostage because if you say Nia is purpose,
yes,
then the purpose, our wins, our purpose, our plans, what are we doing? I want to stay in the Kwanzaa mindset. So
Shelly running the show today.
Well, go. Hey, you start. We'll follow you.
So for me, the purpose of the days ahead are to set a new stage for myself, to be transparent and make sure that I am performing at my highest level and encouraging other people to do the same, and not by living in any shadows. If I stumble, then I stumble. But maybe someone will either find the kindness to encourage me to move forward, and someone else will say, ooh, that pothole that I was talking about, there's a pothole there. Let me make sure Shelly stumbled at step 22. Let me make sure that I juke to the left at step 22 because there's a pothole there. So that's my purpose moving forward, is to just live in the abundance and be the fucking beast that I was put on the planet to be.
Right. Woo-hoo.
Go, Carmel, because I know you have to go.
My purpose, now that we're bringing it up, and as you were speaking, Shelly, I felt it, is to live in my purpose. And I feel like I'm here to serve, to share knowledge, to inspire and motivate. And I feel at my best, at my fullest when I do that. And sometimes it comes in the form of being silly. Sometimes it comes in the form of me ranting about hopefully plant-based lifestyles. But I know that's where I'm at my most happiest. And I really feel like this year I'm gonna slip into that a little bit more. Like I feel the growth, and it's continually happening. And this year I'm just gonna settle and thrive there. That's it. Who else?
Can I go next, since I'm going to go to this party with my sister?
Yes.
So my purpose, I feel that I need to speak out more, speak my truth more, because I feel that I may be able to reach other people who may need to hear my message. That's it.
Okay. My purpose, the purpose for 2024. So I have coined 2024 the year of pleasure for Black women. And so everything that I am doing around my personal life and in my personal life is really deepening my pleasure. I went into my time of celibacy. That is over. I am now pursuing pleasure in a variety of ways, and I want to I really want Black women to have the opportunity to really experience a pleasurable life and not be all about that work. So that's my purpose for 2024 is pleasure.
I'll jump in. That is beautiful. My purpose for 2024 is positivity, and knowing that every move I make, everything I do, everything that comes to me, flows from me, is for me in a positive way. So that's mine for 2024.
Oh, tasty.
Delicious.
2024. So I guess these are the 4 things that came up for me, is to show up, to be bold, to think big, and to live fulfilled.
Okay.
So yeah.
I love that. Just looking at that. Oh, I love this comment. Living authentically always brings the right people around.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot that we could do that. I would put that up there.
And let's not forget to tell the haters to kick rocks. And that's as nice as I can think of to put it.
Yeah.
I don't have haters. I have people who are misaligned.
Confused fans. That's what you
Okay.
Confused fans.
I like that. Confused fans.
Yeah.
Can we roll with that?
Yeah, I like that. Just confusion. You don't know, but it's okay. I'm not here to convince you.
Love that.
And it's interesting though, when they come around and they're like, you know what? I didn't know I was going to like you. But right?
What the heck is that? They look at, you're so cool.
Yeah, I've done that.
Duh.
So funny.
Oh my
surprise.
God. Thank you all so much for joining us today. This was our first time doing this. We have plans to go live on the third Saturday of every month. We'll definitely be live on Facebook and YouTube, Instagram. We'll see how this works out for you all, especially with StreamYard. But we plan on going live the third Saturday of every month, I think about 4 p.m. Eastern. So you'll be able to catch our show here. Please go to our website so that you can sign up. Be on our mailing list, stay in touch with us and know what we're doing. First up is our No Sugar Challenge. Carmel and Dr. Demetria, whoever, they're going to get it together and we're going to post it in our Facebook group, and we'll also post it on our social media so you'll know exactly what to do, so you won't be like, but salad dressing doesn't have sugar, and it does. So just use like olive oil or just eat it without, or lemon juice or something. Anyway, let's see. They're going to do that type of thing and get that list together for you. That starts January 2nd. So if you'd like to join with us, just let us know. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, subscribe and all that good stuff. Also, we have a brunch coming up May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, which has nothing to do with Mexico, but that's the day. May 5th, it is a Sunday, and it's going to be in the New York City area. Please sign up for our mailing list at blackcoffeehoneyandgrits.com so that you can stay in the know. We will send you the information. Our brunches always sell out. Thus far, there's not been an empty table. They've all been accounted. They've all been accounted for. So we already know there are people who have claimed tickets for the New York City brunch. They're just waiting for the link so that they can like claim it for real. So please sign up for our email list, and that way you can stay in the know. Ladies, is there anything that I forgot? Anything that we would like them to know?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Happy
New Year.
Happy
New Year. Yes.
No resolutions. Lifestyle changes. We're
Right.
improving our lifestyle.
Mhm.
Right? And make us a part of your lifestyle, because everybody needs some black coffee with no sugar, honey, which is a natural sugar, and grits, no cheese, please. Okay, vegan butter, perhaps maybe just a little pepper, no salt. See, we can make black coffee, honey, and grits healthy too.
Yes.
Oh, I had delicious grits last
that.
night.
Yeah, I'm with you on that tweet.
I'm on all the butter.
I
Real
said
butter.
vegan butter.
I want real butter, salt and pepper.
And somebody said something about some kind of yeast, natural yeast tastes like cheese.
Nutritional
That's
yeast.
nutritional yeast. It does not taste like cheese. I don't care what anybody says.
People use it, in
As a substitute, but it's
It's
nutritional.
delicious, but
Yeah, it's not for me. Shout out to y'all that works for. All right, y'all, we are headed out of here. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We will talk to you all the next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.